As a collector, you ever have one of those months where you're like, I'm glad there's not a ton of new things here to talk about? Yeah, let's get into June. Hey, what's up, bookworms? Mike back with another book haul, this time for June, the halfway point of 2024. A couple of new things to talk about, and we talked about this before. A couple means more than a few, right? Let's begin, like always, guys. Let's get into some of those digital purchases, because what I always tell you guys, they do count, so don't be shy when sharing them. I have a couple of new things that I'm doing on the channel. One of them is I'm really mixing it up when it comes to my reading plans each month, where I'm kind of making sure that I get more things on the channel than just fantasy. And one of those is the sci-fi genre, and one that I am actually picking up due to a patron who highly recommended it to me. This is going to be The Earth is a Harsh Mistress by Robert Heinlein. Now, I've read Starship Troopers. I've had Stranger in a Strange Land on my list for years to read, but I never even heard of The Earth is a Harsh Mistress until Jordan over at iWizard did bring it to my attention. That's the one that he really wanted me to read. I've been kind of blowing off his suggestion for Alistair Reynolds for years, because I'm like, that's really dense. I got to wait till I finish some other series first. But I said, recommend me a standalone sci-fi book under about 500 pages, and that is the one that he went with. And that's the one I'm going to be reading this month, probably relatively soon, depending on how fast I get through my current reads. But that'll be happening quickly, and I want to make sure I had it ready to go. Next up, if you guys have been watching the channel, you know we did this thing called the ℙ𝕦𝕤𝕤𝕤𝕤, which is kind of like a reading book club for myself, Philip Chase, John over at Talking Story, and Brian at BellTube. And what we'll do is we'll pick a book, and once a quarter we'll get together and kind of talk about that book. Well, the last quarter was actually The Vanished Birds by Simon Jimenez, and it was my pick this time, and I picked Ordinary Grace by William Kent Krueger, one that a lot of people have dropped in my favorite coming of age books. They dropped in that video and told me this is one they thought that there was no way imaginable I was not going to like it. So with the ℙ𝕦𝕤𝕤𝕤, we're just kind of reaching for things that might be maybe regularly a little out of our comfort zone, things that we wouldn't usually pick up on our own. Kind of standalone, no series, under about 500 pages. That made the ticket right there. And the fact that everyone that has talked about this book has said how great of a coming-of-age story it is has me very excited, because that is my favorite kind of little subgenre here. And anytime you can get some coming-of-age into middle America or just old-timey America, because I think it does take place in the 1960s, and sadly, guys, that is considered old-timey America now. I don't make the rules. I was born not too damn long after that. And lastly, here I have one that is actually on my iPad, because it is a manga. And I'm kind of looking ahead already to spooky season this year in October. And I have an idea of taking a break from some One Piece to read a different manga, and that is going to be Blood on the Tracks by Shujo Oshimi. Now, I don't know if I can read the whole thing in spooky season this year, because it is 17 total volumes. This is one I kind of got interested in a while back when the floodgates first opened up to all those manga recommendations that I was getting. About the first 6, but that was all that was out. Well, it's going to be 17 volumes total, and that 17th one does come out in September. So if I do want to pick this up in spooky season, I now have the option to have the complete run. But again, getting through 17 volumes along with every other read I plan to do in October, maybe not, but it is something I think I am going to start this Halloween time, because I've heard it is absolutely just scary. And when I read Junji Ito, I read his Spiral books, Uzumaki, I got told by a lot of people, the only thing I think that might be a little freakier than Uzumaki is going to be Blood on the Tracks. So it comes highly regarded, and I can't wait to see if it does meet those expectations, because when it comes to horror, guys, the more messed up, the better in my mind. How about some physical purchases, guys? I don't have any to show you right now, because I did 2 of them. They were both pre-orders. They aren't actually out yet. And they both have very similar titles. It actually took me a minute to remember which one was which here. First is The Mercy of Gods by James S.A. Corey. That is the writers of The Expanse, Daniel Abraham and Ty Frank. I love The Expanse. I went through it most of all of it last year. I think the TV show is excellent as well. But I kept wanting to call this Mercy of the Gods because of the John Gwynne books. I think that's why I was getting confused there. But this is supposed to be highly inspired by their love for for Dune, so obviously that's going to be very exciting for me, as well as other influences that they had, and the fact that this is already planned to be a trilogy and not, 9 books like The Expanse, which again, I did love. But, I'm right now, I'm kind of in that mode where like no long books and no 12, 13 book series anymore for a while, until I recharge those batteries a little bit. But I did pre-order that one on hardcover, and it looks like it's going to match The Expanse ones, which would be really, really awesome on the shelf back there. And then, of course, the aforementioned John Gwynne, The Fury of the Gods, is coming out in October. Mercy of the Gods is in August, and Fury of the Gods is in October. And it's funny that those books have similar titles, and I, kind of purchased them at the same time. So again, nothing really to show you here, but those are 2 of my plans and 2 of my most anticipated reads of 2024, and I'm excited to talk and read about both. How about some stuff from some authors and get a few things here? And like I always say, if you sent me something and I'm not putting it under the for authors, and I'm putting it under the publishers, it's just an accident. I forget. I get a ton of correspondence, guys, and sometimes I get it mixed up. If it doesn't come with a personalized note or anything, I assume it came straight from the publisher. But these, I know for a fact, did come from the authors because they did write something on the inside of each one. I also like to add, guys, I haven't read any of these yet. I'm just going to kind of drop a link below if you want to check some of them out. I'm just kind of giving them a spotlight here as they did send these to me. And like I always say, guys, never say never. And, chase your dreams. I admire independent release authors and authors that are just on the come up trying to make their name in the game. I got nothing but pride for you. This first one's from John Richter. This is called Scarred. Richter, I say it like that because I played Castlevania for years, and ℓ𝕤𝕤𝕣𝕠𝕠𝕜 is kind of the way that we always used to say it back when we played Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Anybody remember that old one? So fun. Even the bad voice acting. Exceptional Crimes. This is by Livingston Slate. It's a crime thriller with a sci-fi twist. That sounds right up my alley. I like me some sci-fi that's got a little bit of thriller in it, because a lot of sci-fi I've read, it just keeps kind of bogged down a little bit, and I like it when it moves fast-paced. The Outer Darkness. This is by M.V. Prindle. Thank you for your note, MV. MV's been with me for quite a long time, and I'm happy to see he's out there in the game and still hustling. Well done, amigo. This is actually something that was already sent to me, but Gregory decided to send me another one because he's super awesome, and it's a kind of an upgraded edition, and again, a really nice note on the inside. This is The Fall of Giants by Gregory Kataxis. Again, he already sent me this once, but he sent me this upgraded version that has the sprayed edges, and I'm so thankful that you did, because Gregory is just killing it with not just the cover art in his books, but now this is... That's stunning, my man. That's stunning. I'm actually thinking about doing a gifting of the previous one to someone I'm trying to get interested in reading the series. So I'll give you an update on that, Gregory, when I do get it. Now, here's the fun part, guys. I got a couple of mystery books. Don't know what they are. I figured it would be more fun to unwrap them for you guys. So I don't know who they're from. Don't know anything about them. Don't know if they're actually from an author. I just assumed they might be, because I don't know. I don't think that... There's not very many publishers that try to do fun stuff like this, at least not my experience. I think that J. Kristoff Empire of the Damned was the only one I've gotten where it was like kind of like a mystery box. But let's go ahead and check these out. It's like the old time. You know what? That string does not untie, and it's very hard to get off. All right, how about that? That was surprising. A good start. Ah, the anticipation. Okay, this is Deer Castle Time, Book 1 of The Endless Tale by Henry James Breyer. Again, like I said, drop down in the comments, guys, and I will, in the description, and I'll have a link to all these things. No note or anything. So again, I don't know if that's from the author or the publisher, but thank you regardless. And this one, I think this one actually has like a little bit of a cheat because it has a bookmark, The Eye of Winter, iRule.com. Don't know. Let's see. Yeah, that one opened a little easier than the last one. I think it's so great that they take so much time to do something like this. It makes the experience so fun, because who doesn't like getting a present? That's what I like about Broken Binding. They do that. Oh, here we go. Got a thank you card. Thank you for your support. Please review the book on Goodreads and Amazon, guys. So make sure you check it out. I'll drop that link. Like I said, this is going to be The Eye of Winter by Jacques Smit. Book 1 of Tearing the Dark Veil. That's a cool little cover. I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom by Zelda again. It looks like the ruby that you get, you can attach to your weapon and make it even better. And it shoots fire afterwards. Anyway, I'm a dork at heart. But I think it's supposed to look like El Corazon, a heart there, right? I don't know. So again, guys, check these out in the description, and you can learn a little bit more about them. Let's move along, guys, to some things from some publishers. They get a handful of books from Baen, a couple of ARCs here that I want to talk, because they don't really do a lot of the physical ARCs anymore. They've kind of moved to digital ARCs, so they did send me some. This is To Turn the Tide by S.M. Stirling. That is advanced reader copy there. Another one by Win Spencer. This is Storm Furies. I love the Baen sci-fi covers. Their artist is so good. And I don't know if it's all the same artist. Probably not. Some of them look similar. So I know that they're using a lot of the same author, same artists. Jacob Hollow. This is, or is it Holo? Holo. Freelancers of Neptune. Dig the Catwoman outfit there. It's pretty rad. One I'm actually going to be reading very soon. I'm reading Saga of the Forgotten Warrior, and I'm going to be starting book 3 here, probably like next week. This is in his Monster Hunter series, Monster Hunter Alpha, by Larry Correia. I don't know what number book this is in the series or anything like that. I know that the Monster Hunter's been going on for quite some time. Like I said, my first experience with Larry is the Saga of the Forgotten Warrior, and I like it a lot, so I think it's only a matter of, when, not if, I read Monster Hunter for sure. And Timothy Zahn, guys, one of my favorite Star Wars writers ever. I've constantly said that George Lucas, Timothy Zahn, and Dave Filoni are the only ones I think that understand what makes Star Wars tick. And this is the Icarus Changeling. I think this is actually a series, because I'm pretty sure I'd gotten an Icarus book by Timothy Zahn before. I'm not going to lie to you, I haven't read very much of his stuff, any of his stuff outside of Star Wars, because he's so dang good at it. But if I were ever to pick up a sci-fi novel by him, it would probably be these here. And this is Rhymer Hood, by part of the Rhymer trilogy by Gregory Frost. I don't know if that's supposed to be a play on Robin Hood or not. I assume. And then we get into some of the bigger bad boys here. Hang on a second. This one's kind of buried. I want to show you that one last because it's really awesome. The Failures by Benjamin Lyer. Are you lying? Book 1 of the Wonderlands. That is a beautiful cover. Very well done. Very, very well done. And then one more. This one, I actually think I don't remember if I spoke with him or if I spoke with the publisher about this book, but this is called It Remains. It is an immersive novel. It is by Vasil Tukov, and the art is by Ed Matanian. And yeah, the art is very impressive in here. I think this is one of those kind of like I don't want to say kind of like House of what is it called? The Thousand Leaves or whatever that everybody else tries to get me to read. That's like very, very mysterious. I think it's more like a super, super fancy graphic novel, just with really impressive art with the way that they do everything, and different font and writings and things like that. And it's really rad. I mean, that just looks like a really kick-ass graphic novel, don't it? So yeah, I'll be checking this one out for sure. It looks really, really rad. And I hope this story is just as awesome as the art, because each day it walks farther from it, and each day it wakes closer to it. So I believe it's horror. That sounds like something very, very horrific, but we will find out. In the last couple here from a publisher, this is from my friends over at The Broken Binding. You guys follow me on Instagram. You've been seeing unboxing of these, because everything that Broken Binding sends me, I do an unboxing on Instagram. So follow me over there at Zepp1978. Zepp, like Led Zeppelin. And 1978 is the year I was born. So yeah, Led Zeppelin, 1978. Yeah, you got to get an idea of how old I am here. Artemis by Andy Weir. This is the only one of his space trilogy, unofficial space trilogy, as it's Artemis, Project Hail Mary, and The Martian. It's the only one I haven't read. And the thing was, I love The Martian, and Project Hail Mary was like my book of the year when it came out. And a lot of people have been like, stay away from Artemis. But look, I think that maybe going into it with those expectations, maybe I will not have those kind of problems that everybody else had. But as far as this edition goes, man, does Broken Binding do anything wrong? I mean, everything they do is just incredible. And I cannot say thank you enough that they send me these. I mean, I don't even know what to say except just thank you. Thank you a million times. So if I do finally read Artemis, it will be out of this absolutely beautiful edition they sent me. And they also sent me book number 3 in the Gentleman Bashers, which, as far as I know, right now, this is the most recent one. It's, again, more of the same. Just beautiful. Again, watch those unboxings if you want to see everything. I'll show you a little bit here. Check out the way they do the hardcover on this sucker. So I guess it's supposed to, I mean, it probably knows something to do with the series. I've only read book 1, guys. I'm not going to regurgitate that story, but it's supposed to look like cards, like playing cards. I don't know. What I do know about the series is I thought ℂ𝕦𝕣𝕟𝕚 was pretty good. I didn't think it was like mind-blowing like everyone else. But I've also had people tell me that, that love book 1, that they were kind of divided on book 2 and 3, and they think maybe since I didn't admire book 1 as much as everyone else, maybe I might like books 2 and 3 more, because my biggest problem with that story was the narrative, the framework, the way that it was just like jumping back and forth. I just want some damn linear stories once in a while. Now, everything has to be an episode of Lost. I love Lost. I don't need to read everything like that. And they're saying that these are a little more straightforward. Maybe there'll be more to my liking. With me, it's a long time reader of George R.R. Martin since the year 2000. In fact, it's really, really hard for me to get interested in series that not only aren't complete, but the writers write at their own pace. Let's put it that way. And I think that we've been waiting. I think that you've been waiting for book 4 and that as long as you've been waiting for like Doors of Stone or something. So I never say never on these things, but I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, I can't believe they sent that to you when you hate the series." I didn't hate the series, guys. I thought that ℂ𝕦𝕣𝕟𝕚 was a good book. It just didn't, blow my skirt up, per se. Last couple of things here. I got a couple of things from some viewers. Wherever they are, I got my monthly card from my pen pal Judy in California. Thank you so much. I always appreciate the handwritten letters that you send me. They're very, very nice, and I just know that they mean the world. When I open my P.O. box and I see one of these, I can't help but smile. It does brighten my day. Thank you so much. I appreciate you and the kind words inside. And I got one book from a patron. This is from Slay. We were on a patrons call because trying to get back to every month. We just get on a Zoom call or just talk with the patrons. And actually, it's not Zoom anymore. We just do it on Discord now. But anyway, we just get together and just chat for a few hours, just see what's going on, just talk to each other, and it's been a lot of fun. And Slay was on there, and I told him that I was considering picking up Prince of Nothing finally by R. Scott Baker, and he was very excited because I think it's one of his favorite series of all time. And so we were talking about the series. I said my biggest problem with the series is I can't find books that match. So I still haven't even gotten Great Ordeal. Well, he did send me Great Ordeal, which was I don't know, book number. Gosh, what book is this? This is book number 3 in the sequel series, which is The Aspect Emperor. But I have them all now, and yes, this one's about 2 inches larger than all the other ones, but like I always say, the words are the same. That's a collector thing. This one book, to match all the other ones I have, is like $6,000 on in aftermarket right now. So I said, I think I will just settle for this, but I do have plans for Prince of Nothing. That's what I'll say. I don't want anybody to hold me to anything, but I do have plans for it after back-to-back videos of what Philip over at the Best of Fantasy, he bullied me about it in the way that he can, bully you with positivity. And then I was on a call with Joanna and Jordan over at iWizard, and they both kind of bullied me to read The Darkness That Comes Before. So I just say, stay tuned, guys. You might like what you hear relatively soon. But guys, that was the month of June. I appreciate, as always, everything you guys send to me. I take it so much to heart. I appreciate everything that you guys do. It's just incredible. I can't believe people still want to send me something, and the fact that you still choose to is a true blessing, and I cannot say thank you enough. So guys, I'd love to know what you got in the month of June. Why don't you drop in the comments, let me know what you added to your home library, and I will talk to you there.